Hello. Probably just going to be a really brief one tonight. Looks like there's only two new things, and it's the two exclusives, so we're just going to look at them real quick. First off, the Scavarith, Lord of Ruin. So these are the ones that you can only get by backing this particular edition. So let's take a look here. Isonic, that's an interesting species. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it. I don't know what it's supposed to evoke. It doesn't immediately jump out at me as anything, necessarily. Unique hero, Marauder, Menacing, Huge 9, 185 points. So this is going to be a bit of a beastie, but no obvious synergies there. 7 life, 5 move, 1 range, 5 attack, 4 defense. So that's fairly beefy, especially with the huge things. Probably going to be able to hit a bunch of things. Double Burst Special Attack, range 4 of attack 3. When Scavarith attacks with the Double Burst Special Attack, he may attack 1 additional time. So double attack 3, that's solid. Nothing amazing, but solid. Battle Surge. After taking a turn with Scavarith, you may reveal an X order marker on this card to take 1 additional turn with Scavarith. You cannot use Double Burst Attack on that turn. If Scavarith does not attack a figure on the additional turn, Scavarith receives 1 wound. So what this can do is essentially, alright, so once around, you basically get to take a second turn with him. You can't use the double attack, but you can use the 5 attack of 4, but you just have to attack something. I don't see you using this unless you can attack something, and usually you're going to be in a position to attack something with 6 attack or 5 attack. I don't know how easy it's going to be for this figure to get height. I think it's a double space figure. It's a bit underwhelming. I don't know. Let me put it this way. There are a lot of figures I'd rather have at 185 points. This isn't bad, but this isn't like amazing. And honestly, that's probably a good thing for an exclusive to have it be a figure that's this is fine. Like it does some interesting things, but it's not gonna outclass like a Nilfheim or Zelrig or anything else in that particular range. But it's not gonna be like this is a solid figure. It's not like it's super annoying and you have to pay to play it, and there's only gonna be a limited number of these things. So that's a good thing. Battle Surge is going to be the most interesting of the powers, I think. Just because it gives you a lot of ability to do things. Extra turns or double turns are very nice. You can essentially get 3 attacks in per round. Well, yeah, during a turn essentially, and put yourself in a solid position. And 4 defense, 7 life is going to be a pain to get through. It's interesting enough. And then the other one that we had over here is the Thyraxis Dragoon, right? It's Dragoon, not Dragoon, which is different from a dragon, so little beetle rider, I guess. If I remember right, this one is Nemesis Warbrews, so Thyraxis Dragoon. Scordier, unique hero, Hive Lord. Terrifying. Hive Lord. So bonds with Nagrubs, and there's 195 points. Interesting. Huge 8. 6 life, 6 move, 1 range, 5 attack, 5 defense. That's very bulky, very beefy, especially with the ability to bond with the grubs. That's interesting. Maddening Chitter. Once per round before taking a turn with the Thyraxis Dragoon, you may roll a 20-sided die for an opponent's figure within 6 clear sight spaces. If you roll 14 or higher, you may look at 1 unrevealed order marker on that figure's card and place the marker on any other army card for a figure that is controlled by that opponent. Okay, so quick clarifier. Control and in your army are 2 different things. I'm pretty confident about that. You know what? Let me look up the 4th Mass real quick, because their wording is what would be the key thing here. I'm pretty sure controlled means that it's on the battlefield. But we'll check real quick just to be sure. Um, every army card you control. So yeah. So essentially, if you control it, that means it is in your army and active. In your army, though, means that it exists anywhere. So this just means anything that's alive and still on the battlefield. That can be very useful. There are times, and it's once per round power, to basically move order markers around. That is very potentially useful because you can use it to mess up bonding armies. You can use it to mess up placement. You can use it to put something on an opponent's Raylan and force them to take a turn with Raylan. So like this is probably, I mean, your best chance is really gonna, like, I don't see a reason that you don't use this first opportunity you get. Just be just because unless there's no, yeah, you basically want to use this the first chance you get. Just waiting at all on this is not going to help you. And then Battle Frenzy 16. After attacking with the Thraxus Dragoon, roll a 20-sided die. If you roll 16 or higher, you may attack again with the Thraxus Dragoon. So this is actually, I don't know if this is like better than Torcolna. It's definitely better than Wasaga, and it's yeah. As far as Hive Lords go, it's the second best Hive Lord to bond with Nagrubs. Subakna is nice as a cheerleader figure, but like this thing does so much more. This one I'm a little bit worried about as an exclusive because that actually feels like something that, like, this three squats into grubs, Raylan. Yeah, that's not great. That's actually that could be a really terrifying army because this thing is actually, oh, this thing is cheaper than Torcolna by, I believe, 25 points. I think Torquay is 220. Yeah, Torcolna is 220. So I don't love this thing being an exclusive because I actually think this is. I don't think it's going to unseat Torcolna. Torcolna is really good. But it's definitely a good budget Torcolna. Well, it does slightly different things. I don't know. I don't know if there's other Hive Lord things that happen with stuff. Either way, this is actually a really solid card. Yeah, I am a, yeah. This thing is there's some. You got a hot D20, and this thing is going to be an absolute nightmare to take down, especially with a bunch of Nagrubs and Raylan. Ugh, that could be a real nightmare. Yeah, and I think that's everything. I didn't see anything else when I was kind of looking at stuff. So I'm going to just call it here. And catch you for the next